What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of the Inked NBA podcast. We're here with episode 16, third episode of 2022, and we're coming with Amir Johnson, another banger for you guys. If you are like big into tattoos in the NBA, you guys definitely know that Amir Johnson was one of the first dudes to really go all out and be, neck down tatted in the NBA. At least for me, when I grew up watching basketball, I remember Amir Johnson really sticking out for me as one of those guys that was super tatted. So we got the chance to talk to Amir. Amir, has played in the NBA for over 10 years, then has been playing in the G League Ignite with some younger guys, played in the Big Three. So Amir Johnson has been doing everything basketball, and he has a shit ton of stories to tell about his tattoos. He's literally like head down tatted, like has his entire head and his entire foot tatted. So Amir Johnson had a bunch of cool stories, a bunch of cool tats. I really hope you guys enjoy this episode. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 16. What's up, guys? This is your host, Matt Mangano. Make sure to follow, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. And we also have a YouTube channel, so head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Inked NBA podcast. Today, we're joined by a Toronto Raptor legend, a well-respected guy in the Ink game, Amir Johnson. What is going on, bro?
Everything's good, man. Appreciate you having me.
So, first thing I want to get to is when I was kind of digging in and doing my research on you. This is a little off topic, not tattoo related, but you're obviously one of the guys. You went straight from high school to the league. When I was looking it up, is it true you didn't make the freshman team in high school?
Yeah, well, I've actually went to a couple different high schools, and the first high school I went to, I didn't make didn't make the freshman team, I think, and end up getting on somehow, but I ended up transferring to going to school where my sister was going, and ended up making the JV there. So I still wasn't on like varsity.
Yeah.
Ended up leaving that school.
Yeah.
Another high school, ended up playing varsity for a year, and ended up leaving that school and going to another high school and playing my last 2 years of high school and varsity at Westchester. So it was a journey for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was looking at it and I was like, damn. So, I mean, those coaches have to feel like beyond stupid. You looking back at it and it's like you didn't let the kid onto the varsity team and then he's in the league, 3 years later.
Well, basketball wasn't like my first natural sport, man. It was track and field. And I was didn't have the skills yet, but I was quite fast and athletic. And then later on, I had to learn the skills. So, it was a blessing.
Yeah. So you came into the league, you were super like kind of that like raw talent, like you're saying. You were just super athletic kid, eager to learn, ready to play some basketball. And you get drafted by Detroit. When you arrive in Detroit, who were kind of your like vets? Like who was your vet when you were in Detroit?
Everybody. I came to Detroit 2005, which it was that team that won the championship in 2004. So they were already, together, super ready. And pretty much everybody brought me under their wing. I don't know if you remember that 2005 team. We had, Rip, Chauncey, Rasheed, Ben. You had Lindsey Hunter. The rooks were me, Jason Maxill, Alex Acker. The staff was unbelievable. It was just a great team, and
I was looking at the roster, and I was going down from my knowledge. A lot of them weren't tatted. Like a lot of the guys on the team weren't tatted back then. I seen Rasheed obviously had his stuff, and Rasheed was known for, his tattoos, and then Chauncey had a couple pieces. But that team, when you came in, you were clean cut too, right? When you first came in, you didn't have anything?
I was pretty clean cut. I had a couple chest tattoos, but I didn't have really much on the arm. Ben had the clock. I know Rasheed got a couple tattoos when I was on the team. He got that big back piece. That was dope. Rip had a few tattoos, but nobody, was really that tatted. When I got
so
there.
Then, for you, when for you was kind of the turning point where it was like, all right, like it's on. Like you started really just going at it with your ink.
I got some money. when I got some money and I can be able to pay for my own, you know. And here and there, I was, you know, growing up doing little garage tattoos and you know, scrounging up a little money I can to get some tattoos. But when I finally got, you know, a check, you know, it was on. I can go pay for my tattoos.
Yeah. So talk to me about that. I want to know, kind of bring me behind the scenes of your first tattoo. What was that kind of story like? How did that whole situation kind of go down?
My initials on my chest. So at my high school, Westchester High School, we had this thing called the family tats, and everybody that hooped at Westchester has their initials like tatted like right here on their chest. And you go down the line from Trevor Ariza to Hassan Adams, Bobby Brown, guys that are actually in the NBA, you know, still got these tats called family tats. And that's what we did in high school. You know, every hooper had to get it. And so those were my first ones. And from there on, I think I wanted something that represented where I'm from, which is Cali.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my Cali tattoos. I got my one on my arm where it has a skull with a big LA brim on there. Really was into skulls and the artwork of skulls, tattoos. Favorite comics, Spawn. It just stuff I liked growing up, and kind of pretty much describes me, you know, from neighborhood to stuff I like personal in my life.
So you bring up the comic book stuff and all that. When we spoke to Terrence Ross. He name dropped you as one of the guys. He was like really into your stuff. He was saying how, you know, you were one of the guys, you went all out when it comes to the pop culture stuff. And he spoke about how you kind of have, I know you have, I've seen the Wolverine, I've seen the Deadpool, and what other like pop culture tattoos do you have?
I have Spawn. A lot of people were inspired by the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
The first Joker, I have that, which is awesome. And you probably see Damar with the big Joker piece. I thought it
Yep.
was awesome. He got what other comics I got? Probably the whole Marvel, Black Panther, Spider-Man, the Hulk, of course, just stuff that us growing up and kids really love. You know, wanting to be a superhero. Just imagine what superhero would you want to be when you grow up, and stuff that inspired us growing up. I have a leg sleeve that kind of dedicates all that on my left leg.
And you have the Venom on your foot. So talk to me about that, because that piece is wild. The detail on that and just the execution on that tattoo is dope. But I mean, what's the pain level like for something like that?
Jeez, man, it's probably one of my most painful tattoos. And I to finish out the leg sleeve, I knew I was going to have to hit the foot eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no timing for it. It's just one of those days where like, okay, I'm just gonna go do it, you know. And I have a high tolerance for pain, but that foot part, man, it's very painful, and you just got to go in there and do it and get it done. And I actually want to get the other foot done, but you know, I kind of I've been second guessing it, man.
Yeah.
It's in my head, you know. At the same time, any other tattoo I get, I remember that foot pain. And to kind of describe it, if you ever stump your toe like on the corner of a bed or walking somewhere, you know, it's that pain constantly, especially when you
Damn.
hit the toes. So, but I got it done though.
And you were doing it. That was a decently long tattoo too, right? Because you got that, and then you have the kind of horror movie guys on the foot also, right?
Yeah, I got the Jason versus Freddy, and I thought that would be dope on the foot because I had surgery on my foot about twice, and I thought that would be cool. Just a bunch of just kind of like a kick-ass theme boy when I have Jason
Yeah.
and Freddy on my foot, and I thought that would be cool to kind of cover up the scars and actually what the Freddy is. And, you know, you see it's kind of like a scar kind of on his face, and it kind of blends in with the tattoo. It looks pretty cool.
That is dope. I want to talk to you about, I remember when I first started watching basketball. So I'm 22. So when I first started watching, you've been in the league since I started watching basketball pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, right. So I remember you being one of the guys. I always kind of looked at the guys that had tattoos, and like it's always stuck with me. And obviously now this is what I'm doing with like my career. But for you, when you came into the league in 2005, like you were saying, there really wasn't anyone that was like crazy tatted up when it comes to like what we see now, where it's like it's almost more common to not have tattoos in the NBA right now. So what made you kind of, just be the guy that like, because I feel like you were one of the first guys that went neck down in the NBA.
Well, there's always somebody before us, and I think one person that kind of really set the trend, going to Washington was Allen Iverson.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big trendsetter in the league. Every girl had his poster in the magazine at school. I remember one, when you get your hair braided, you say you want the Allen Iverson braids, and he just did stuff different that we didn't see in the NBA, and he kind of set the trend on making it cool, getting tattoos in the NBA, and of course you got your rap artists of Lil Wayne in that era, and it's just stuff that inspires kids, when we're younger, and that stuff really matters, and that's just inspired me. I knew I always wanted tattoos, and when I finally was able to pay for my own and get drafted and all that other stuff, I went all out and got tattoos.
Yeah. Well, do you have any like crazy stories for me, like whether it's getting a tat, during the season, or someone peer pressuring you, one of the vets peer pressuring you to get a tat, or you being that vet and kind of bringing someone to get tatted?
I did. I've got a lot of my tattoos during the season. Did I peer pressure? No. I used to just come in practice with a fresh tat, and they'll be like, "Man, you got another one?" I used to just have to cover it up in practice. I got the Vegas, tattoo where I'm in Vegas and we're just out hanging out, and I'm like, "Oh, let's get tatted." I got some just pointless tattoos, but some of them were just me and the time. We were just having fun, and as friends, we all get tatted together. Got one of those. I'm trying to think of some cool tattoo stories. I got my head tatted. I got my whole head tatted. So that story about, I always wanted to get my head. So at first I thought about it initially back in, was it 2013? Like, me and my friend was like, "Man, wouldn't it be cool to get our head tatted and it's just going to like have flames or something that said hot head or something like that?" And I'm like, "Man,
yeah,
pretty dope." But I felt like during the season, we never, like during the off season and season, we never had time to like get our head tattooed. Like, we would have to really take time off that. And flash forward 2019, where end of the year, and I didn't get picked up, and my best friend brought it up, like, "Hey, probably have time to do it," and I ended up going to do it. So initially, I was going to do the back of my head. So I had to shave the back of my head, and I had a barber come in, and he basically shaved it and tried to make it look like a haircut, where he faded the top and got my back of my head tatted. It was a bull. My sign is a Taurus, so I got the bull. Looked super dope, but my haircut looked so weak. I just had this bald head with like a real cut.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just cut the rest off, and I'm gonna just get the rest of my head tatted. And I ended up sticking with that theme, the animal theme on my head, where I got the gorilla, the lion, and the wolf on top of my head, and I just tatted my whole head, and my hair just it took about 16 hours to get my head tatted. I didn't do it all in one session. and that was probably just as painful as the foot. But I did one side, the back, the other side, and the top, and it took about 16 hours. And again, it was just that mindset to just go in and doing it and getting done, and I got my whole head tatted.
That's wild. And what is that kind of like? I don't even know. Like, what's the feeling? Like, you just finish up. Would you split it in probably like 5-6 hour sessions?
Pretty much. And I had I wanted to get it done so fast, but I had to wait to one piece heal. So it was like, man, I had to have my hair grow back. I had to keep shaping my head.
Yeah.
I was just telling my artist, like, man, can we just finish? But he really did a good job of taking his time. It was like, nah, you got to let it heal. You got to come back. Got to shave your head. It was a process.
And did you like right now? Can you see the head tat like through your braids or no?
Yeah, look. I mean, you see, kind of zoom in. I don't know if you can see
you see it on the sides. Yeah.
That a little bit.
Yeah.
When I get
that's wild. And do you have anything on your face or no?
No face tat.
And is that like a reason behind that, or you just haven't got to the face yet?
Never was interested to do face tat.
Okay. And when I'm curious about this. So when you kind of started touching like your neck and like just going all out with your tats, did you ever kind of get any like backlash from anybody in the league, whether it was like, a coach or just had something happen where it was kind of like someone talking about your ink?
No, nobody but my mama. My mama was like, "Oh my God, another tattoo." But nobody really said nothing. They thought all my tattoos pretty cool.
And then, so now obviously you're with the Ignite and you're with, as like that veteran presence on the team with a bunch of younger guys. How kind of dope is that to see the next like generation kind of right in front of you and like you're playing with them and being like their OG?
Man, it's super cool, man. And I think last year where I just got a thrill of seeing the young guys from last year when I was with the Ignite, seeing them get drafted, so high. And all the guys pretty much made it and coming back. And I just have the same feeling, man. I'm just so happy just to be working with these guys and seeing myself in a lot of them, starting at such a young age out of high school. And, I just feel like I have a lot of knowledge and say so just because I've been through and experienced, what they're going through. And again, it's almost like kind of just winning a championship or going out there and helping these guys succeed on their next journey. Whatever it is, on the court, off the court. I've pretty much been through it at their age. So it's cool to be here.
Oh, that's fire. And what's kind of seeing now those younger guys come in, a lot of those guys are already tatted when they're, super tatted when they're playing it technically in their college years, or then just like when they just get to the league. What kind of difference do you see from like when you were in high school coming straight to the league versus what the league's at right now in terms of like the tattoo culture and just like tattoos as a whole for like the society?
Well, the machinery, ink, everything has gotten better. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys are coming with some real cool tattoos with detail, and back then it just kind of looked like stamps. No disrespect to any artists out there, but people out there are really getting creative with tattoos, man. I forgot what artist I started following on Instagram, but he's from Brazil, and he tattoos to make it look like it's stitched.
I've seen that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I was like, bro, I would love to get a piece by him. He's way out in Brazil. He has some dope work.
Yeah.
And the tattoo industry, it just kind of become normal. It's regular, to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
And nowadays, my mom was, used to talk about my tattoos back in the day. And now she's talking about getting a tattoo. I'm like, hey, man, you're too old to get
it's full circle. Yeah. That's crazy.
But it's definitely more common than you think. And it's just kind of normal now.
And have you stayed with the same artist for like the last couple of years, or how's that been?
Some of my big tattoos were by the same artist, a guy named June in LA. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Big Tune, my artist in Vegas.
Yeah,
And
him. I know a lot of his work. I've seen.
Some of my work is just sometimes on the road, preferred by friends. Like I got a tattoo in Chicago. I got a tattoo in Houston, tattoo in Detroit. Like I feel like I've been tattooed at a lot of places, Vegas. Just little stuff, you know what I mean, that I wanted. But my big stuff is by artists I actually know, like my back and my head and my foot, stuff that I know I can take time and I can sit down and really kind of narrate it.
So for you, what's your most like what's your favorite tattoo in terms of just like kind of looks, and then what to you is like your most like important or like meaningful piece to you?
Favorite one is probably my back piece. It took 2 days, probably 2 days all day. June did it. God Strong is Angel Michael, defeating demons, and that's probably how you go through life, man. You gotta just defeat those demons and keep on pushing. And that was probably one of my favorites. I have the meaningful tattoo is just the portrait of my kids. I have on my ribs. You know that's what keeps me going. You know, that is my babies. And when an artist did their faces, man, down there teared up when you see your kids. You know, you always be by your side. And I think that was probably the most meaningful tattoo, is just to have my kids right by my side.
That's dope. So I remember I want to bring up one of the tattoos I remember seeing. And I'm pretty sure that this is a tattoo. Is I remember when you did the raptor hair a while back when you were on Toronto.
Yeah.
There was that viral picture of the raptor you got on the back of your head for your hair. But in the picture you could see kind of like a barcode almost tattoo on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
So was that a barcode, and if so, what was that tattoo?
So it's definitely a barcode for sure. And I think I got that because I just seen the movie Hitman.
Okay.
And I thought that was so dope, but I didn't want it in the back of my head. I wanted the back of my neck. And I wanted, it says in the barcode, if you look up close, it says sucker free.
Okay. And does it scan? Like, can you scan that barcode to anything?
Yeah, but we used to tell people that. Me and my homie used to like, yeah, you can scan it. You know, it says when you scan it, it comes up sucker free.
That would be fire.
But yeah, that was that haircut was pretty dope, man. I remember telling our coach at the time, Dwayne Casey, like I wanted to, like I said, I told him I was like, I think I want to dye my hair. And he was like, man, don't do that, don't do that. And of course, I went and did it anyway. But you know, the front of my hair was regular. And when he turned around and seen the back, you could just see his face like in disappointment.
Yeah.
But the fans loved it, man. I thought that was an epic moment when I did the rapper claw. Now they changed the logo, so
yeah,
cool.
no, I know, but that haircut was nuts. So I remember when that was going viral, every page, like big page, was posting pictures of that.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about then playing in the Big Three, because I know you played in the Big Three. You won a championship in the Big Three. I've gone to a bunch of actually Big Three like events, and I think like what Ice Cube's doing and what they're all doing with that league is super dope. So talk to me just about that experience with, because I think it's dope how you go from playing like Big Three over the summer, and then you're able to go now with the Ignite and play with, you know, the younger generation versus some guys that you used to be playing with. Like, how kind of dope is that for you?
Man, it's pretty cool. It keeps me active. It keeps guys active that still want to play. Keeps you in shape, you know, and instead of just constantly working out by yourself, you know, you get to actually go out there and play, and play at a high level too with guys that still got it. I know you've seen Joe.
Yep.
League is getting younger. We have a guy, Kevin Murphy, that's on our 19 right now that played awesome. I think Ice Cube and those guys do a great job, man. And it's just a dope idea. And in talks of hopefully we could see a 3-on-3 in the Olympics too. I think I didn't think we did bring a 3-on-3 Olympic champ that was a part of the power team which was
Bulat,
cool.
right?
Yeah,
Dusan. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um, I just hope it gets bigger and bigger and opens up a lot of eyes. It's fun. You got Ice Cube performing at halftime, and we got
Yep.
different artists coming in to perform. Snoop, DJ Quick, all those guys come through. Um, Fun atmosphere.
For sure.
That's all I can.
I was there
Go
for a
ahead,
Brooklyn event, and they had Fab at halftime performing, which was sick.
man. I'm telling you that that's all I can pretty much describe it. It's super fun. Um, Keeps guys like me in shape. Guys that want to get back to the NBA, get known, get their name out there. If they haven't heard, like, man, what happened to Mario Chalmers? What happened to Nate Robinson? And you see these
Yeah.
guys and play, and you're like, oh man, those guys are. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like wondering what guys been, and they show up in the big three, and they're like, oh, they're still playing. So it's cool. It's a cool atmosphere.
So talking about the big three, one of the guys that plays in the big three, Birdman, and then that was in the league too when you were in the league, Chris Anderson, super tatted guy. I'm curious. I wanna hear your Mount Rushmore when it comes to NBA tattoos. So if you could give me 5 guys.
Oh man. Okay. Wilson Chandler.
Okay, it's a good pick.
He's definitely up there. I'm trying to think of super tatted. You'll probably go to Birdman.
Mm-hmm.
J.R. Smith.
Okay.
It's 3. It's crazy tatted. I'm trying to think of people I've seen. My own eyes, like, okay.
Did you play with James Johnson?
Play with James Johnson.
Okay.
You want to know a guy that's super tatted that you probably don't know? I'm Robert Swift.
I don't know. I know the name, but I haven't seen his ink.
Robert Swift is tatted.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, look. I haven't seen him in a while, but I remember last time I seen him, like, he just had all these tats. And,
And you played with Monte as well, right? Monte Ellis.
I didn't play. I played against him. I didn't play with him.
Okay.
Um, and I'll go with the guys that started off as Iverson.
Okay, that's a solid list. That's everybody. Previous to Iverson is neck down, and then Iverson, like you said, just the pioneer of kind of the tattoo game and the culture we see in the NBA now.
Yep.
Are there any guys like in the league now, like current guys, kind of new faces that you've drawn your eye to or just seen their kind of ink and have been like, oh, that's pretty dope?
My rook, man, Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, super tatted.
I didn't seen his tats go up. And I actually was in a tattoo session with him in Philly when he was out there. We was getting tatted together. So I didn't see his tattoo game come up. I like Kelly Oubre. I like his tattoos. Terry Rozier.
Yep.
His tattoo game then came up. Who else I can think of?
Oubre sort of has that similar kind of pop culture style that you have going on in your leg too, where you can see that like probably influence right there.
Super dope, like placement and idea. You had some thought into that. It's really cool.
How long do you think, if you could throw a number of hours at me, how long you think you've been like under the needle getting tattooed for? Like whole life?
Oh, wow. Man, there's been some sessions where I just probably was going like every other day.
Damn.
Man, ain't no telling, but I could probably tell you what I spent on tattoos.
That was my next question: is how much have you spent on your tattoos?
Between probably 30 and 40,000.
Sheesh. All right, yeah. So our highest. That's like a question we ask all the guests, and the highest answer so far has been the 40K mark. So you're right up there.
In hours, sometimes I pull like again, like my back took all day, 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
and I was in there basically pretty much all day from early to night.
That's
So
wild.
yeah, so I can't really call the hours, man.
What's kind of I'm gonna ask this just to kind of wrap it up here, but what's kind of a tattoo session like for you? Like, are you a guy you're going in like you want to be with your boys, you want to be like hanging out while you're getting tatted, or you want to kind of be to yourself with your music on, like just chilling?
Do it either way. Um, I don't like to be under any influence, at all.
Yeah.
I've never been any under influence in any of my tattoos. Um, what I think of is I just wonder. I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I wonder what is this pain gonna feel like, and if I'm gonna be able to handle it,
Yeah.
which I always do. Like I'll be like, let me get it right here on the shoulder. See how that feel like? Let me do it right here. I even got a tattoo right here.
So you're almost like,
you can see.
damn, yeah.
It's
So you're
over.
almost like hunting the pain. Like you kind of want to. You're curious where you're like, all right, like let's try this spot next.
Yeah, I got a tolerance for pain. Sometimes it depends on what type of how much type of day I'm feeling. I'll be like, man, let me go feel some pain real quick and see if this can just.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then so this is my last question for you is like is there ever gonna be like a stopping point, or are you just gonna be like you're kind of like a tat head, like you're gonna be getting tatted to the day you die kind of thing?
Pretty much. No stoppage point. Again, when I'm in that mood, when I feel like it, I'll go get tatted.
That's nuts. And so what about the face? Do you ever think that the face is gonna get touched, or totally off limits?
Not the face. The much as I want to do, which I thought it was cool, and Wilson Chandler has this. He has it tatted like all the way up
to like the jaw. Yeah.
The jaw right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about doing that next. And I just got to cut my beard, which I don't want to, but get it done. You gotta do it. That's probably as far as I go. And if the face is, I got my sides right here, so that's kind of close, but I don't think nothing directly on the face.
That's crazy. I'll definitely be keeping up with you and checking in whenever you're getting your new pieces and posting it up, getting it out there, because people are definitely interested in what's going on with you and your tattoos. I appreciate you coming on, bro. That was a fire conversation. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the year. And just again, appreciate you coming on and talking to us.